I'm Steve Ben-Nun. You guys are watching Israeli News Live. Listen, I wanted to give you guys a little heads up. My wife, Yana Ben-Nun, will be live this evening with Adam Green on No More News. That's exactly right. Talking about the Noahide laws, Kabbalah, and the one world religion. 29 people are already waiting to see this broadcast. No More News. It's KNOWMORE, News, N-E-W-S. And I can tell you right now, this is one broadcast you're not going to want to miss. They're going to be using the PowerPoint where Yana spoke in the Orlando conference. I'm going to tell you something. You talk about evidence, unbelievable amount of evidence that will come out in this broadcast tonight. Share it with your friends. Let the people know what's going on. You definitely want to be there. By the way, if you've been trying to comment on our last video that we posted in the wee hours of the morning, that's not being allowed. YouTube has blocked people from commenting completely on that video. Also looks like they're making sure none of you are aware that we're speaking anything live right now, only showing 93 people tuning in right now. That's unheard of. Talk about YouTube censoring you. That's real censorship. You know, you're hitting a nerve when you start to tell the truth, because when the truth comes out, guess what? They shut you up. So, I hate to say it, guys, but they're trying to shut us down and shut us up so that you guys can't know the truth. And we see it in every direction. Listen, if you appreciate the truth, stand for it. And if what Yana presents tonight over there with Adam Green, if it's a blessing to you, just let her know. I know it's always encouragement when people let you know that you appreciate what they're doing. Anyway, I'm going to sign out. It's live, 118 people. I don't think it's ever been this low in the history of Israeli News Live. You don't sign on live without there being at least 800 or more automatically coming on. They don't want y'all to know about the interview. Anyway, blessings to you all. Thank you for listening. Go back, check out the video I did. I know it's long, but I went from a biblical aspect. Pompeo giving his speech there to the Christians united for Israel. And you know, he really was praising. One thing, let me just say this to you guys while I'm here. He was praising Roosevelt for his heroic deed of helping Israel to become a nation. Yeah, let me tell you what Roosevelt did to help Israel become a nation. He would have not allowed any of the Holocaust Jews to come to the United States. That's what he did. He forced them to go to Israel. But in Israel, they did not want the old and the lame, so those didn't make it. Yeah, just think about those things there. This is why there are many Jews out there trying to expose what the Zionists did to our people. The Zionists are the ones that allowed the Jewish people to be murdered and slaughtered and massacred. That's the real shame of it all. There's a lot of good Jewish people that only wanted to see the Mashiach. And there's a lot of good Jewish people in this world. But unfortunately, there's some very sinister groups out there that are working to bring a new world order. Check it out tonight live. No More News with Adam Green and Yana Ben-Nun. Erev Tov.
Okay, and then he also breaks this story from a couple days ago that you need to know about. So let me find that for you right here.
Shalom Chavrim, I'm Steve Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live and Breaking Israel News. I'm sure many of you that are subscribed to their channel there probably got the same message I just got, that the Sanhedrin is inviting on the anniversary, September the 26th of this year, 70 nations to Israel for a conference, pretty much what I call a Noahide conference is what it's all about there. Well, we're going to be talking about this subject tonight. I will myself anyway. I've been doing some very deep research on this, thanks to one of our listeners that sent me some information about how the Noahide laws were also part of the Mason doctrine, something that was slipped in on the Masons back in the 1700s. I'm going to be going through that. Yana's a little under the weather right now. Hopefully she'll be back and ready to go next week, but wanted to let you guys know it's one reason why she's not been on here this past week here, but starting to feel a little better. We just need to kind of get her recuperated back in the saddle there, and because she does better research than I do. But I've been doing some research on this, and research to make my wife proud of me. But anyway, also too, let me just let you guys know, Israeli News Live is now becoming available as an app. It's a free app. It is available on Android already. Just type in Israeli News Live. It'll take you right to the app there. It will be on the Apple as well very, very soon. It's just almost done there. You'll be able to watch there the same exact broadcast you're watching here. You'll be able to see there, well, with the exception of something like this one here. But all the ones that we actually upload, I'll be able to upload there as well. So, and it's also another backup way. The app is really awesome for us because it's given us another way to back it up. We're able to load it without using YouTube, and that's even better because therefore you'll be able to see the videos there and not have to worry about YouTube snagging them down. Anyway, very serious situation though, Sanhedrin. We are definitely moving to a new world order, and they do want to be the kings of the earth. We were on the broadcast last night, late last night, with Clyde Lewis on Ground Zero. You might want to check that out as well. That was kind of an interesting broadcast there. We were talking about the nuclear submarine there, the Russian submarine, and what really did happen. So anyway, maybe check out that broadcast there. Anyway, thank you for watching. Also, thank you for your support of this broadcast. We appreciate it.
And if you go and you there's free PDFs of the symbolism of Freemasonry by Mackey. And when you go to chapter 2, hold on a second, let me get to the right spot here. See, it talks about the Noahide, the Noahide. Noahide is the people on page 22. So Freemasonry, in other words, is the same thing as Noahide. It's the same people, it's the same idea. So he's talking about how they establish it through symbolism and pictures and stuff, and you don't have to worry about it being true. It just is because it is because it is. Blah, blah, blah. Kind of boring. But this is where they start talking about in this Freemasonry book about Noah and setting this whole Noahide forced rules up. One wonders if it really was given to Noah by God to be enforced upon all human beings, and that was thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, supposedly, why the heck is it just now being forced into being in the last umpteen years and being pushed so heavily into the law from 91 to 2019? So I just want to get to this next chapter real quick here. They're big into spreading this stuff through their symbolism and allegory. And these are the people, the Freemasons, that are friends with the Kabbalists, the unbelieving Jews, who came up with this stuff. That should pretty much tell you something, that the very philosophy that these people are trying to put down on you and legally hold you against this law are the Freemasons and the Kabbalists. And I don't know if you're kind of skimming this a little bit. That's what I did as well. My husband and I were listening to something, and it was a disinformation thing about Freemasonry, And they were asked, is Freemasonry a religion? Nope, not a religion. Nope, nothing to see here. Move along. But it's funny because when you go back to the actual books and stuff that the Freemasons wrote, they will tell you the truth about their religion. The sages of all ages, nations, ages, and religions had some idea of these sublime doctrines. The Noahide, though more or less degraded, and the whole thing with Kabbalah is this oneness doctrine, bringing everything back to the oneness of God. And they will use lying, stealing, murder, cheating, whatever they want to impose this upon people. So, kind of just doing a pretty quick walkthrough, but see? These are the doctrines which still constitute the creed of Freemasonry. And hence one of the names bestowed upon the Freemasons from the earliest times was that of the Noahide, or the Noahites. That is to say, the descendants of Noah and the transmitters of his religious dogmas. And that's what person after person in the Christian community also keeps telling you. Oh yeah, these are fine, these are from Noah, no big, these are from God. No, they're Freemasonry. So I will leave a link in the description box for this PDF if you would like to look through this. I don't know if I can stomach looking through the whole entire thing, but take a look through here, see what you can deal with, and just realize the truth that when they're trying to impose Noahide on you by law, they're trying to impose Freemasonry principles of a false religion onto you, and Jesus Christ is not allowed to be worshipped. Period. End of story. Okay, so people that have said that Jesus is Metatron, I just did a video on that. I invite you to check out all my videos. Let's listen to what he has to say about Noahide when somebody writes in and is concerned and asks his viewpoint.
Seen videos of the Noahide laws. These concepts and videos are new to me. Can you please reply to this or even make a video regarding Noahide laws specifically? The videos I've seen are stating that this is a movement taking place now by the Orthodox Jews. Is this correct?
There's nothing new about Noahide laws. We've addressed this before. It comes from the covenant made with Noah when he and his family departed from the ark. And it was on this basis human government, as we know it, was incipiently instituted. Dispensationalists call this the inauguration of the dispensation of government in dispensational theology. I personally think dispensationalism overstates the truth found in dispensations. In other words, I believe there's two dispensations, the Old Covenant and the New.
So he has this whole thing against dispensationalism and pre-trib and all that. So he kind of goes off on that, but this is how he finishes it up, that it's just a fad. It's no big deal. Carry on.
Keep the Noahide covenant to have salvation.
Gentiles.
For the Jew, it's the Torah, the 613 commandments, plus the mitzvot of the rabbis, which are endless. But Gentiles can in some way be justified or find salvation by keeping the Noahide covenant, Noahide laws. What you see happening in the church now with this movement that is springing up in the name of the Noahide laws or the Noahide covenant is just a fad. It's just another silly fad. That's what it is. That's all it is. Thank you for your question.
Just a fad. Nothing about the gospel. And does that look like a fad to you? Death by decapitation at noahide.org. Universal Noahide, UN on Capitol Hill.